Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Some people tell me they are waiting for the settlement with SEC versus Ripple before they invest in Ripple at Linktoo.com. Fact. The moment we know a settlement is happening, acquiring pre-IPO Ripple will be near impossible and will likely be unable to acquire more. And so I don't doubt that one bit. Once the news comes down, there will be a mad rush to try and purchase shares of Ripple, so I wonder how, because I find that interesting. But it's not just that. I think you're going to see the same mad rush on XRP. Now, with XRP, there's not going to be a shortage in terms of availability of XRP, but I do anticipate, and this is not financial advice, it's my speculation, and lots of people are speculating this, the price is going to go up substantially. And I don't know if that means it goes up a ton. Is it going to be short-lived after that? Is it going to, some point there would be a retrace even if it blasts up, and then when it goes back down, retraces to the downside. Maybe we see a higher level of normal, whatever that means. Maybe that's reasonable to suspect. But I think it's going to happen to XRP too. It's just interesting here that Nick's just putting out a friendly warning here for anybody that's interested in purchasing shares of Ripple, the company. You best do it soon, because if there's a settlement, you might be having some trouble here. And still, it is upsetting, and it's not their fault, that you have to be considered a sophisticated investor, which just means a sufficient net worth or making a sufficient amount of money. And if you're not, sorry, you can buy shares of Ripple after the IPO when presumably the price would be much higher. Hey, it is what it is, man. It is. Go bitch to Gary Gensler at the SEC. That's what I'm doing. I'm just bitching up a storm, right? And then there was this also from Nick Barafato with Linktoo. And he is, here's his title, Director of Digital Asset Sales at Linktoo. And I know he just recently began working with them, I saw that. But he wrote, I just had the best laugh this morning with a new investor joining Linktoo. When I told him the process of wiring money to pay for his Ripple investment, he said, quote, I understand it's the SWIFT system, end quote. The irony is him investing in a company that will offer him a better solution. And so I thought that was pretty funny as well. And then there was this from Eleanor Turret on this topic of Linktoo and what they have to say about XRP. Eleanor Turret, of course, is a journalist with Fox Business Network. And she tweeted out the following. This first part is a quote from Linktoo. We don't believe XRP is a security, so we're using it as a currency. That's the quote. And then Eleanor continues. Linktoo, which offers retail investors a chance to invest in private tech companies, also gives them the opportunity to pay for their investments using XRP and other cryptos. Linktoo says they disagree with the SEC's assessment that XRP is a security and have sold a substantial amount of equity in Ripple over the past 2 years using XRP. Let's pause to think about this before I continue. You can buy Ripple using XRP. That's just a funny statement, and I love it. I absolutely, especially considering that so many Bitcoin maxis intentionally conflate the two. Like they're the same thing. I'm like, oh, okay. So just buy Ripple with XRP. So you're buying a security with a security. That's what the SEC would have you believe anyway. If you buy Ripple with XRP, you're buying a security with a security. Where in life has that ever been done before, by the way? You just let me know. Anyway, Eleanor continues. My question, if the SEC believes XRP is a security, why are they allowing it to be used as a vehicle to buy other securities? And why are they allowing US investors to buy and sell it on exchanges like Uphold? Questions Fox Business has asked the SEC but have not received answers to. Yeah, exactly. And so I'll say this, my humble opinion on this topic is they will go after other entities, including exchanges like Uphold. Not that I don't want that to happen. I'm a big fan of Uphold, but I've been using them for, gosh, this summer it'll probably be 4 years if my memory serves me. But what's going to happen is I think they're waiting. If things actually go their way in the SEC versus Ripple case, they're going to feel emboldened, and that's when they go after all of the other entities out there that are doing these things that, the SEC's probably not necessarily fond of. So what are they going to crack down on Uphold? Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we already know they're going to come after exchanges. Gary Gensler's made that pretty damn clear. It's a virtual certainty, I'd say. You're probably going to see some legal action this year. I just don't know for sure. Wouldn't be surprised to see it, though. So what's going to happen? They'll wait for the dust to settle with this case. If it's in favor of the SEC, not good for Ripple, not good for XRP holders, they will be emboldened, precedent will be set, and the attack will continue. That's what I think. But in the meantime, they're waiting because they've already bitten off more than they can chew as far as I'm concerned. And maybe they realize it at this point. So maybe they're holding back to wait and see, okay, well, we messed up this portion already. Let's hold off on attacking any other entities having anything to do with XRP, at least for that purpose, until we see exactly where the dust settles with this. Attorney John Deaton responded to that thread from Eleanor and said the following. Ellie, you are spot on as usual. You're asking possibly the most telling question. If current sales of XRP are unregistered securities, why didn't the SEC seek a preliminary injunction like it did in the Telegram case? Ripple can sell XRP to pay attorney fees to fight the SEC. So folks, think about that. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know why they're doing it. It makes you wonder, like, the degree to which they actually believe the things they're arguing. Like, that's just one reason. I mean, I've highlighted endless numbers of reasons I believe that's the case, that I don't think they believe what they're arguing for more than a year at this point. But there's another one right there, because they could have. They absolutely could have filed. So if they didn't, they must believe, for whatever reasons we're not privy to, that it wouldn't help their case. It would damage their case, perhaps, to go down that route. So they're not doing that. And so if what they claim to believe is actually true, they're just allowing markets to be harmed, participants within markets, rather, to be harmed moving forward. Because the whole time this litigation's been going on, over a year now, all sorts of people have been using XRP for purposes that the SEC, if you take them at face value, would say that's a no-no. But here they're allowing it. It is what it is. On to the next topic now, and this is very interesting. John Deaton has a lot to say on this topic. It's the topic of the broader crypto community not rallying around Ripple and XRP holders. Pretty much at all. And so a part of what was shared on the screen here by XRP community member Scott Chamberlain was a tweet from a well-known attorney within the world of crypto, Jake Chervinsky. I've highlighted some of his stuff. I agree with Jake Chervinsky on a whole bunch of stuff, but I've always gotten the impression based on comments from him that he's not a fan of Ripple and XRP. He kind of claims that that's not necessarily true, but that was the impression that I had, as did many others in the community. My stance has always been, I don't need people to agree with me for me to like and respect him. However, he was a bit rude to John Deaton, that's true. But props where it's due, he actually apologized. And so, how many times do you see that on Twitter, right? So credit where it's due. He was rude. That was a turnoff. I remember reading it in real time as it was happening back in the day, roughly a year ago, because there were comments on and off around that time region. But he actually did apologize. So credit where it's due. But there is a tweet here from Jake Chervinsky on your screen, and he's responding to, effectively, John Deaton talking about the notice of pending legal action, because at that point, mind you, he wasn't representing 65,000 XRP holders. The court hadn't agreed to have him represent them in any capacity regarding the SEC versus Ripple case. And so Jake Chervinsky, attorney here, wrote, "It would be funny if it weren't so," and then he wrote, "Meh, never mind, it's pretty funny." So he has a little laughy face there. And so ultimately, he did write, and again, to his credit here, Jake Chervinsky did write, "My comment was directed to the idea of suing a federal agency with sovereign immunity and to the writ filed in January, which I thought was not well done." So pause. He's talking about John Deaton's initial legal filing, the writ of mandamus, and Jake Chervinsky's being critical of it, just not in a particularly classy way, at least initially. That's what he's referencing here. And then Jake wrote the following. "But I was disrespectful to a fellow member of the bar and dismissive of John's and others' valid concerns. For that, I am sorry." So there you go. He shouldn't have done it. It was a huge turnoff. I didn't think it was in good taste. And upon reviewing his own actions, in hindsight, that's what the conclusion he came to too. So credit where it's due. Now Jake Chervinsky, happens to be head of policy at the Blockchain Association. And here's their website right here. Here's the About Us section. You can see on the screen here. "We are the Blockchain Association, a member-led, member-driven organization dedicated to improving the public policy environment for crypto networks." Yeah, sure. Except for when it comes to anything having to do with XRP, and then it's crickets. Isn't that right? Blockchain Association, and Jake Chervinsky works there. Well, check this out now. That comment that I just shared with you where Jake Chervinsky apologized, that was retweeted by my fellow XRP YouTuber, Brad Kimes. And he tagged John Deaton and wrote, "Other than public ridicule or commenting how poorly done your legal work is, have any of these people offered an ounce of assistance? Maybe time to publicly audit these associations that claim they represent the entire space," which I think is perfectly reasonable. John Deaton, he actually retweeted that from Brad Kimes and said the following: "Brad, there's been no contact. Anyone who reads my very unusual writ of mandamus and analyzes it solely within the four corners of the document, while only reviewing mandamus case law, fails to see the big picture. Filing the mandamus was a strategic move designed to force a response." And by the way, just a side note, every time I see the word mandamus now, for some reason I think Matt Damon, like Matt Damon. Remember from Team America? What a great movie. I haven't seen that in like 20 years. I saw it in the theater because I'm old, I'm 38. I need to rewatch that. Anyway, Matt Damon. Anybody else? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weird dude. Anyway, John Deaton continues. "That response provided a de facto invitation to file the motion to intervene or seek amicus status. Several of the same lawyers who ridiculed my writ also took shots when my initial motion to intervene was denied without prejudice because I failed to follow the court's local rules. Of course, when the Chamber of Digital Commerce was denied pro-hack status for failure to comply with the court's local rules, similar criticism was non-existent." Now, pause. Isn't that interesting? Where were the rest of the people in the world of crypto to jump down the throats of the Chamber of Digital Commerce? Where were they? Like, I'm telling you, folks, it's just like thankfully our community is absolutely gigantic. The XRP community is, but we're the most attacked community in all of crypto. Not even a close second. I'm telling you, that's the reason. And so John Deaton, just being a voice of reason and trying to do what's right for XRP holders and also the broader crypto space, he becomes effectively the enemy of some of these people. That's how it appears to me, at least. They have no interest in supporting him. And it's for stupid ideological reasons, I can only surmise, because why else? Do you think this would be happening if it were another big name crypto? Like, what if they actually went after Ether first? What if that had happened? Would we be seeing the same silence? The same critiques? I don't think so. John Deaton continues. "Some lawyers not only took shots at me, but they spread actual FUD, claiming that because I failed to follow the local rules and the motion to intervene was initially denied, we would not be able to refile the motion due to the expiration of a deadline to add additional parties. I remember the doom and gloom those comments caused some XRP holders. Because of that FUD, I went to the YouTube channel On the Chain with Jeff and Chip to explain to people the deadline to add additional parties didn't apply to us and applied only to the SEC and Ripple. When people called in, asking why are those things being said, I was honest and said some of the lawyers making such comments wouldn't recognize a courtroom if they were standing in it. There are two types of lawyers. One, those that do, and two, those that criticize those that do. As far as my legal work related to this case goes, I will admit the following. Number one, am I in over my head? Sure. And then he's got a laughy emoji. Number two, am I understaffed? Absolutely. Number three, while serving as amicus counsel, must I still make the payroll for my 12 employees? If I don't, I'll be more understaffed. Yes, that's a strong yes, obviously. Number four, while serving as amicus counsel, must I still represent my mesothelioma and asbestos clients to the best of my abilities? 100% yes. So, could my writ of mandamus, or my motion to intervene, have been researched and written better? Of course, but that's not the exact question to ask. The relevant question is, could it have been done better by someone who is doing it pro bono, with zero experience in securities laws, while managing a law firm, representing gravely ill clients, utilizing second-year law students as his only support for research and writing, while maintaining the intense pressure not to let down or disappoint 65,000 people who have placed their faith and belief in him? I'm sure the answer is still yes, although I doubt it would be one of those. One of those being so critical. I would love for the industry leaders, the so-called experts, to get off the sidelines and join the fight. In other words, show me and the rest of the world how it's done. Golf clap for Mr. Dean. And I'll tell you what, if that doesn't make you respect him even more than you already did, I don't know what the hell will. This is a busy man doing all sorts of stuff of high consequence with a lot riding on this. This is a highly influential case that's going to impact the future course of crypto for the entirety of this country, the United States. It'll have impacts echoing for decades to come, if not longer. This is all a big deal, and I know that we appreciate him within the XRP community, but we all do. I certainly do. But still, just reading through it and hearing it directly from him, it's just yeah, he's got a lot going on. Seriously, he's got a lot going on. So nothing but love and respect to Mr. D. And then there was this from attorney Jeremy Hogan in response to that. I can't believe there's not one crypto trade group or entity out there who won't stand up and help John Deaton. This is an important brief in a case that will impact the future of the entire industry. Is he really going to be flying solo? Anyone? Yeah, good question. I don't see any support. And so by the way, when I was citing Empower Oversight, it's not exactly the same thing. In fact, the emails that have been revealed thanks to Empower Oversight, which I've been highlighting on this channel, that's not evidence within this case even. So it's what I meant really when I brought them up, it's more so just another entity that's on board with SEC bad, XRP community good, that type of thought. But in terms of actually helping with this case, no, there's just nothing. Honestly, there's absolutely just nothing, which is repulsive. Then there was this, to wrap up the video. This is the third. I'll just be quick because there's not a ton to say about it, but I just thought it was cool. This comes from Ripple's Twitter account. Ripple stands with Ukraine against the Russian invasion. Today we're donating $1 million shared between this account, which is the UN Refugee Agency and World Central Kitchen, to bolster their incredible efforts helping displaced people in Ukraine and neighboring countries. Ripple, talk about a force for good. I just think this is the coolest thing. $1 million. You all have social media and televisions. You know how bad things have been over there. I just think it's neat that Ripple's being proactive on that front. And actually, beyond that, here's a Ripple employee, Nick Bougalis, who runs a programming team over at Ripple, and he wrote the following: the work done by World Central Kitchen to help support people, our fellow human beings in Ukraine and elsewhere, is amazing. I am grateful that Ripple not only donated to this great cause, but is also matching employee donations as well.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.